Until 10 o'clock, call the meeting over. Steve, secretary, sorry, plan.
Heavenly Father, we come to you this morning, Lord, we just thank you for this day, Lord, we thank you for the cooler weather, God, we just ask you to be with us through this meeting and help us conduct business as we should, Lord, we just ask you to be with each and every one in attendance. Thank you in Jesus' name.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 4, any business?
Yes. There's one announcement that the makeup day for the auction period will be this Friday at the courthouse, October 17th, from 10 to 2:30, and then we'll take a break from 12
Item 5, approve and sign minutes for October 6th, 2025. I'll make a motion to approve.
A second?
A motion second. Mr. Jeff?
Yes.
Mr. Dover? Yes. Thank you. Item 6, approve line purchase order.
Make the motion.
A motion second. Mr. Jeff?
Yes.
Mr. Dover? Yes. That's it. Item 7, audit and allow purchase order for payment.
A second?
A motion and second. Jeff?
Yes.
Mr. Dover? Yes. That's it. Thank you, Judge Brown. I'm still in.
Right here. I didn't bring the extra large one down.
I'm ready to go to permit.
There's one for District 1. I'll second.
Motion is second. Mr. Jump.
Yes.
Mr. Jones. That's it. Number 9, board discussion of possible action to approve the signed schedule of expenditures of federal awards for fiscal year ended June 30th, 2025.
I'll second.
The motion is second. Mr. Jump.
Yes.
Mr. Jones. That's it. Item 10, board discussion of possible action to approve the signed resolution to advertise for the following 6-month bids. A, road and bridge items. B, resume. C, rock non-state spec. D, rock state spec. E, tires. F, food. G, road oil. H, oil lubricants, batteries. I, state spec asphalt. I'll make a motion to approve the draw for, to advertise for the following 6-month bids for resolution.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Mr. Jeff?
Yes.
No? Yes. Yes. Item 11, board discussion, possible action to approve and sign reports for September. Here's the young account. A, B, shared service fee account. C, reconciliation assessor. D, reconciliation collection board. E, record management reservation, court clerk. F, cash balance and summary court clerk.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Dawes? Yes. Item 12, board discussion, possible action to approve and sign SANI 240 transfer of funds for VA's office for $35,000 from VA salaries. Again, Gov. 0001-1 -0200 -1110 VA M&O. Again, Gov. 0001-1 -0200 Got a motion and a second, Mr. Dawes. Item 13, board discussion and possible action to approve and sign a resolution and declaration of surplus property and disposal of equipment from treasures and transfers to drug court. A, Sharon Henry. The motion is second, Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas? Yes. Because we're not that part of the work, so it's good. Item 14, board discussion and possible action to approve and sign resolution determining maximum monthly highway fee.
I'll make the motion to approve.
That motion is second, Mr. Jeff?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas? Yes. 15, acknowledge invoice and then cost for second quarter membership due fiscal year 2026, amount of $4,566. Item 16, board discussion and possible action to approve and sign contract status with KSB Enterprise LLC for Henningsville. I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
And a motion and a second, Mrs. Young,
Yes.
Mr. Calvert. Item 17, board discussion and possible action to approve and sign invoice for Perry County Detention Center. I'm on the wrong one. Board discussion and possible action to approve and sign invoice number 23787, payment in the amount of $872.50 for Schaefer Aaron PLLC for District 1 County Road Dispute.
I'll second.
The motion is second, Mr. Young.
Yes.
Mr. Talbot. That's the end. And ready to board discussion possible action to approve invoice from Craig County Detention Center in the amount of $3,290 for juvenile detention for the sheriff's office.
Make a motion to approve.
A motion is second, Mr. Young.
Yes.
Mr. Calvert. That's the end. Item 19, board discussion and possible action to approve and sign resolution to allow random account for Osage County and county clerk as administrator.
Make a motion to approve.
A motion is second, Mr. Young.
Yes.
Mr. Calvert. That's the end. Item 20, acknowledge invoices from OCIA from Rap Baldwin, CPA, LLP for fiscal year 2023, 1,600, and fiscal year 2024, 1,600. Well, Board discussion and possible action to approve and sign resolution to adopt 2025 Osage County Employee Personal Policy Handbook. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Mrs. Dunn.
Yes.
Mr. Talbot. Yes. That's the end.
I'd like to thank everybody for the time that they put in on this, getting it together and revamping the handbook. So,
Item 22, board discussion and possible action to approve and sign a resolution and set up BOCC meeting scheduled for 2026.
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion and a second. Mrs. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Talbot? Yes. President? 23, board discussion and possible action to approve and sign a resolution for state subdivision agreement for Purdue, Sacklers, and small manufacturing centers. Good for you.
Second.
The motion is second. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Talbot? Yes. Acknowledge letter from the Logan Rural Fire Department to use the main and reef grant funds, $7,800 for the flatbed. Bumper with a winch and mud tires for brush truck. That's one good. Two bumper. Bumper. Item 25, acknowledge letter of resignation from Doug Woodard as a pre-fair board member. Item 26, board discussion and possible action to approve site transfer from nutrition in the amount of $42,000 for 1242-3-6200-2005, senior citizens M&O to the following accounts. Salaries for $30,000, FICA facility $200, retirement $3,800, and insurance for $6,000. Got a motion and a second. Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Talbot? Yes. That's a yes. Item 27, board discussion of possible action, sign approved estimate number 1209, $12,395 to Lee's Plumbing to install new 1,000-gallon grease trap, the sheriff's office, to be paid from Gendale Building Maintenance, 0001-1-2000-205.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Talbot? That's it. Item 28, board discussion of possible action to review quotes and sign contracts from Sheriff General Emergency Plumbing Issues, First Statute 61, State Statute 103C.
I need to table this. We're still waiting on another bid. The bid we received, I don't think was accurate. It was overall bid for the project that we've already approved. So there was issues with that bid, so we're trying to get another bid.
Motion table, first and second, Ms. Jones. Mr. Jones. Item 29, board discussion of possible action to approve and sign a lease grant application for Osage County District Number 3, $160,000 for 2.25 miles of membership sealed guardrail and shopping on Anderson Road, Big Free Road, and North 177th West Avenue, continue to Anderson School. I'll make a motion. And motion is second, Mr. Kelly? Mr. Cobb? Yes. That's a yes.
Long as we get that first.
Motion carried. Item 30, there is an update by Mary Moore.
Hello. I thought I'd come today and let you know what's been going on in Osage County. We've had a lot of events. It's been a really, really busy past 6 weeks. I'll start with just kind of the administrative stuff right now through the State Department of Tourism and Green Country Marketing. We're being represented in Ireland. The International Marketing Program started about 15 years ago, and it began as a collaboration between international partners, the state of Kansas and the state of Oklahoma. Since the state of Kansas has dropped out, but we do now have that international airway or airport coming into Dallas, and so these tours start in Dallas. It's typically about a 15 to 20 day itinerary, and they come up from Grapevine, Texas to Oklahoma City into the Tulsa area. And the last 2 years, they've included Osage County in their tour. So this last BAM tour, we had one 3 years ago. Todd Stahlbaumer with the State Department Marketing Program or International Marketing Program brought 3 representatives here from Ireland, Scotland, and Germany. We had another Germany partner come up just a few months back, and I noticed Kay Bills is in our audience today. She hosted that partner, Axel Moselle, in Fairfax after they came through Pawhuska and hosted an Osage traditional dinner for him. It was something that he wrote to all of his partners about and will include in their itineraries in the near future, hopefully. And then this last BAM tour that was here the beginning of September was a representative from Ireland, Scotland, and for the first time ever, we had a representative from Austria. She's from Australia, representing Austria. And they stayed a few hours, went on a tour of our Frontier Hotel and the Pioneer Woman Boarding House, as well as the Mercantile. This is something that they market to their partners on an international base. And this is what Green Country is doing, representing Osage County in Ireland this week, is sitting down with these partners, showing them picture books. I provided the picture book that Harvey Payne put together of the, Tallgrass Prairie. It's a beautiful picture book. We buy them at the Historic Museum. In fact, I bought out all 3 copies and gave one to each of those international partners to take back with them and help show pictures of what they can expect. A lot of these travelers, international travelers, come and they stay for several weeks at a time. They're not just here for one overnight, they're here for several overnights. And so we're always glad when we're included on those BAM tours to show them what we have to offer. We're also being represented at the Balloon Festival in Albuquerque this past week. State Department of Tourism is there with other partners. Bartlesville is one. We have our brochures being distributed and giveaways being distributed. It was a week-long trade show that I just didn't feel was the most beneficial for me to spend an entire week there. It's quite expensive, but for $650, we're being represented in our brochures and maps are being distributed. I know that a lot of us have seen, at least the commissioners are aware, that sometimes we get a little bit of criticism on our Facebook page, and so I'm really proud to be able to say that we were recently honored by earning a creator badge. It's called the Rising Creator Badge. It recognizes our page for posting content that's original, receiving a strong audience engagement, and it meets quality standards. So with that, we're really happy to say we're doing the right thing, and we'll continue to do as we do the way we post our content. Rather than sharing other pages' posts, we create our own original content, and it's posted every single day at the same time, and that continues to keep us at the top of, I think We are the second one in green country, including the State Department of Tourism, to receive this badge. The other is Bartlesville. So I was really proud that we received that just here a few weeks ago. Most recently, we hosted CBS Outdoors Fishing University. I want to tell you a little bit about how that works. Basically, CBS Outdoors, they were here in March. We hosted them at Skytook Lake. They stayed at Cross Timbers. They spend 3 days in the area scouting out lakes and fishing. They film while they fish. They film the location where they stay. They film where we take them to eat. And then they do an assembly at the local high school to talk about fishing and what they did here and their experience in general. They'll have an influencer or another pro fisherman that is here with them. And so I was really excited to see Steve Talbert, thank you, Commissioner, for attending on Friday. The Pawhuska School hosted the assembly for these men to come and talk about their few days in Pawhuska. It was with the help of Christina. She gave me some information and reached out to her brother. I had 2 speakers lined up, and one of them had to cancel at the last minute. And so she jumped right in and said, here, I'm going to call my brother. He works for a pro fisherman, I believe, and we'll see if we can get you a speaker. So of all things, they were able to get Keith Knox, I believe is his name. He's the director for the Oklahoma High School Fishing Association. And the thing I want to really push out here is you're going to ask, what does tourism have to do with high school fishing? It's an awesome opportunity, I think, to bring fishing teams from all over the state into our area and recognize the lakes that we have and the fishing opportunities that we have. I was a little bit nervous. I know they had an awesome outcome at Skytook Lake with the amount of fish they caught in pounds. But here at Blue Stem this last week, they caught more fish than they really needed to catch in just the first few hours that they were out on the lake. They arrived on Wednesday. They fished all Wednesday afternoon. They went back out Thursday morning, fished all day Thursday. The people that they had with them was Jonathan McElroy. He is the S-Pro Corporation multinational lure company, and Brian New, who is a Bassmaster Elite Series professional fisherman. Charlie Ingram and Ben Ballou are past pro fishermen that sponsor this program. So if you ever watch TV on a Saturday morning and you see CBS Sports Outdoors, you'll see this Fishing University aired. If you've missed those episodes, they run for about 3 months. This episode at Pawhuska, Blue Stem will start running in late January through February, March, and April. If you missed that show, you can always find it on their YouTube channel and some ESPN Sport Outdoors channels as well. So the benefit for that is we pay for them to come here. They stay at an Airbnb. They stayed out at the Clear Creek Ranch House, which is near Pawhuska Lake. They film while they're at the Airbnb. We hosted them at the Dirty Laundry Saloon, so they filmed at the Dirty Laundry Saloon for their dinner that evening. They filmed the following morning at the Pioneer Woman Mercantile where they had breakfast. They had dinner at Bad Brad's Barbecue, filmed while they were there, and then they had breakfast at Buffalo Joe's before the assembly on Friday. The exciting news about the assembly was, of course, we don't know, we haven't confirmed, but there was a lot of excitement about the opportunity of a fishing team at Pawhuska High School. This is what we aim for. These kids really need to know that there's more to sports in high school than just football, baseball, basketball, whatever their soccer, whatever sports are offered. You can have a fishing team, and if you fish, you can make that $200,000 a year salary if you do the right things. If you have a sponsor, you can get these things. The athletic director at the high school, and Chris Tanner, when I spoke with them after the assembly, said they were very, very interested and would reach out to Keith at the High School Fishing Association to see what they needed to do to form a team in Pawhuska. Right now, the only teams I'm aware of is a fishing bass fishing team in Ponca City, and then Owasso and Oologah, I believe both. Owasso is just forming theirs, and Oologah has had theirs for a little while, maybe a year or two. So that was exciting, and who would think that that would all come from tourism? So we were glad to do it and glad to host them, and I'm looking forward After the assembly, they met at my office and did drone footage of downtown on Kahika Avenue with all the hot rods from Gathering at the Rock. And then I just shot a quick voiceover for the commercial because I really don't think that I need to be on, they don't need to see this face on CBS Outdoors. So recently we had the Tallgrass Music Festival in Skytook. Hominy just finished up their third annual Indigenous Heritage Celebration and the meat pie contest. They had a bigger crowd this year than they had expected, and a good crowd at that. John Payne always has his Wild West show as far as I'm aware. Nobody was hurt during the wild steer milking. Last year I believe it was a zebra. The street dance is always a lot of fun, and he had the largest crowd he said that he thought he had in his 5 years of sponsoring this. I want to kind of show you what he does. He puts a program together and Visit the Osage. Osage County Tourism pays for this program, and he even puts Commissioner Hudson's picture in this book. We pay for this because he is the only one that takes the time to thank every community member, including our sheriff. He puts everybody in this book. It's not just a program to tell you about local business, but it also tells you about all of his neighbors and the kind things that they do for each other in that part of Osage County. So what we have coming up this week, we have purchased a courtesy tent with Women's Ranch Rodeo Association and Visit the Osage logo to give them to take to all of their events. They're here this week. They start with their Calcutta on Thursday. If you have not been out to watch these women compete, they get out there and they do every day ranch duties with horses and calves, and they work hard. And they're here all of this weekend. Calcutta's at the Constantine Theater on Thursday. Get out there on Friday or Saturday to watch them perform. It's worth it. So we're always glad to have the Women's Ranch Rodeo Association. This is their World Finals. We have a new orchestra coming to the Constantine. Beth Reed told me this is the first time they've had anything like that. It's the Hyde Orchestra. They do bluegrass music mixed with kind of a Nordic. It's a Norwegian orchestra. And so they mix a little bluegrass with that. And I've not heard them, but I hear that they're very, very good. And so we'll have them coming up in November. Several other things coming up, including the Pawhuska Western Swing in November. You'll notice that they've had some swing dances each month leading up to that. I put some cards out on the counter out here in the extension office if you'd like to grab one, and I have more at my office. I tell you what, there's so much going on. I know I've forgotten half of it, but I've given you a good majority of what I've been up to for the last 6 weeks. Any questions from anybody? Okay, go to our website, visit theosage.com, take a look, and I'm always open for questions. The door's always open for a visit, so come see me and let me know what you're thinking. Thanks, guys.
Item 31, citizens input. Minute 3
On number 23, I guess, do we know the dollars we need to give?
That's part of that drug settlement, I think.
Yeah.
Resolution call for it.
It's a whole page of percentages, quite a breakdown, but there were no actual dollars.
The opioid, yeah, it's that, it's part of that opioid, I saw the Sackler family there. With that opioid settlement.
Well, again, on the number of participants, so there's a formula that breaks it down, that'll give you the total or amount.
Sometimes that's big money.
Any other citizens input?
On item number 20, I have a question about the invoices for the OCIA for the audits. If you haven't received the audit yet, are you gonna pay for something that you haven't received?
We have,
20,
with we have, Christina will have the checks, we have received the first audit.
and it's available for distribution, and we have, and that is from fiscal year 2022-23, and they have nearly completed the 23-24. So it's very likely that Christina may be holding that check, but we actually have audit in hand. So, we want to complete it. And then we're going ahead with the 24-25 fiscal year that just ended.
So would it be a PO that you're holding, Christina? I know there was always some dispute on how all of that was done. Is it a PO or is it the actual invoices that you're supposed to be paying from?
The invoices, we can't consider it in number of years that we receive the invoice.
So it's actually gonna be a PO then? Okay, that's what I have a question about. Thank you.
Any other citizens input? Citizens input? 32.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion second to adjourn. Ms. Young,
Yes.